Hi everyone, Coyote Montana here, and happy Halloween! I'm wearing my annoying orange costume. Check it out. Looks pretty nice. So I hope some of you kids are gonna enjoy Halloween today. So have fun. So for today, I'm gonna tell you the true story about the Warren family. Yes, the Warren family, which is Lorraine Warren and Ed Warren. Now, I know that some of you might have heard of them before, since back then. Because when my dad and I have watched The Conjuring 1, 2, and 3, those 3 movies are actually based on the true story that actually happened years ago, before my time. So let's check. So I'm not going to talk about like the parts in the movie, but I'm actually going to talk about the real deal. So, so years ago, starting in the 1960s, so there were these 2 girls, and they were having a bit of trouble with the Annabelle doll. If any of you heard of the Annabelle doll, let me know, alright? Because probably you know that the Annabelle doll can move anywhere every time they try to get rid of it. So they called in Lorraine and Warren, and they told them about the Annabelle doll. That was back in the 60s. So later on, in the 1970s, there was this family called the Para family, and they actually moved into this house, which they didn't know it was haunted until moments later, just like in the movie. Besides, if any of you ever watched The Conjuring 1, and if you look closely in that film, you can see the real Lorraine Warren in the movie. You know, because she has a bit of white hair, because, you know, talk about a special appearance. So yeah. So, after some haunted things happen at that house, this is when the Para family, the husband and the wife, Mr. and Mrs. Para, they actually came to see Ed and Lorraine, and they told them to go there to investigate, because Ed and Lorraine are paranormal investigators, so that way they can try to see what's going on, like with ghosts and demons. Ugh, man, I hate demons! And those are Satan's demons, of course. So yeah, and probably you might know that when Mrs. Para was about to check down the basement, the door just like immediately slammed on her. But she didn't fall downstairs. That was just only in the movie for dramatic. You see, in real life, it just slammed on her and it just gave her a shock. You see, there was a person that used to live in that house, which is a boy. That's why they're being haunted. That's why there was a demon there. So they actually stopped that demon from possessing, and boom, they did it. And then later on in the 1970s, there's this other family that they had to help with because it was being haunted by another demon. You see, that house was the home of this guy named Bill. Don't know his last name, but his name was Bill. He died in that house years ago on the chair. But hear this, everyone. If you get to the ending credits of The Conjuring 2, it shows the actual real recording. You can actually hear the real recording of Ed talking to the demon. And you can actually hear the real demon's voice. So, it was the demon that was possessing that little girl. But hear this, in the movie, Lorraine just gets like a sense thing, and she gets to see Bill, and she asks him how did they have to stop that demon and find out who the name of that demon was. But Bill was too scared to tell, but he did give Lorraine a riddle, which is in the movie, of course. So in real life, they found out who the demon's real name is, and then boom, they sent that demon back to hell where they belong. So yeah, that's where they belong. When they say that, and I just go, yeah, back to hell they belong. Which is down there. And as for The Conjuring 3, well, which took place later on in the 70s, because in the years later in the 1970s, in real life like this, before my time, there was another demon who was possessing that kid, and then he actually got possessed by his sister's boyfriend, which actually happened years ago, and there was a real recording of that. Not the camera, but the voice thing, of course. And I know about all of this because I went onto Wikipedia and I actually looked him up. So if you want to check out the Warren family, the Wikipedia link is in the descriptions below for you to check out, everyone. So you can read all about Ed and Lorraine. So back to the thing, back to where I was telling about. So by the time when they found another demon who was possessing the to that kid, that's when that's when they noticed that it was another demon. So boom, another demon's been gone and everything's been back the way it is. And well, years went by and no more paranormal activities that's happening. It's just that Ed and Lorraine had a great life together. Even with their daughter, Judy. Judy Warren. But it's really sad that Ed and Lorraine are not around anymore, but Judy is still around. So, rest in peace, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Even though I never get to meet you, but everyone wants to thank you for saving people's lives from all those evil demons that's been sent back down. Well, that's everything you know about the Warren family, everyone. Just be sure to watch the Conjuring 1, 2, and 3 so you can check out the full story, how it actually happened. Even though it has all that dramatic stuff, but it's the best thing to do, everyone. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, send some comments, and hit the bell button for brand new videos. And I'll see you next time. And happy Halloween, everyone! Peace out!